Hello and welcome to What the F Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Thursday, January 28th, 2021. Welcome to Day 9. Democrats plan to bypass Republicans and approve a $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package on a party-line basis using budget reconciliation. The process allows some legislation tied to the budget to pass the Senate with a simple majority rather than the 60 votes needed to avoid a filibuster. Republicans have repeatedly rejected Biden's plan, which would provide a $1,400 check, increase and extend federal unemployment, provide funds for vaccine distribution, as well as state and local governments and schools. Press Secretary Jen Psaki also ruled out splitting up the package, saying the Biden administration is not going to do this in a piecemeal way or break apart a big package meant to address the crisis we're facing. Meanwhile, Biden signed 2 executive actions to expand access to reproductive health care and health insurance through the Affordable Care Act and Medicaid. Biden said there's nothing new that we're doing here other than restoring the Affordable Care Act and restoring Medicaid to the way it was before Trump became president, because by fiat he made it more inaccessible, more expensive, and more difficult for people to qualify for either of those 2 plans. The order instructs the Department of Health and Human Services to open a special enrollment period for the ACA from February 15th to May 15th, giving Americans who lost their employer-based health insurance due to the pandemic an opportunity to sign up for coverage. Biden also issued a presidential memorandum unwinding the so-called Mexico City policy, which prohibits international nonprofits from receiving U.S. funding if they provide abortions, advocate to legalize and expand abortion access, or provide abortion counseling. The memorandum also directs the department to take immediate action to consider whether to remove regulations under Title X that support family planning. Moving on, senators are contemplating censuring Trump as an alternative to an impeachment trial, which will likely result in his acquittal, as it's become clear that Democrats won't be able to find the 17 Republican votes that are needed for conviction. Susan Collins and Tim Kaine plan to file a censure resolution that says Trump gave aid and comfort to the insurrectionists by repeatedly lying about the election, slandering election officials, pressuring others to come to Washington for a wild event, and encouraging them to come up to Congress. A censure resolution requires only a simple majority vote and could prevent Trump from holding office again. Democratic senators say they're ready to move on to coronavirus pandemic relief, climate legislation, and Biden's cabinet confirmations. Meanwhile, after the Trump administration relocated the Bureau of Land Management's headquarters to Colorado, more than 87% of staffers either quit or resigned. A total of 287 Bureau employees left the job, while 41 people moved to the new office in Colorado. Roughly 95% of the more than 9,000 Bureau staffers were working outside of Washington before the relocation took place. And finally, House Republicans appointed a conspiracy theorist who called school shootings a hoax to the committee that oversees education. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has openly supported and spread conspiracy theories, including QAnon, for years, wrote on Facebook in 2018 that she agreed that the Parkland massacre, which killed 17 students, was a false flag. She also posted a video in 2020 showing her harassing a Parkland survivor who was visiting Capitol Hill to lobby for gun safety measures. Speaker Nancy Pelosi called Greene's appointment absolutely appalling and beyond the pale, saying she was concerned about Republican leadership that was willing to overlook and ignore those statements. Another post shows Greene endorsing executing top Democrats, including Pelosi, in 2018 and 2019. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.